Hey everybody, it's your girl Rochelle in the building. Welcome to my live. Those that are rewatching this video, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's talk. You see the title? Come on in. I ain't been live for a long time, but I'm here. Notification just went out, so. Hello. Hello, how y'all doing? Welcome to my live. It's your girl Ro in the building. Let's talk. Hello, Felicia. Hello. How y'all doing? Hey, y'all. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. All right, let's talk about it. So, what's up, Linda? I need you to stay here. And I know Kim is working. New subscriber. Hello, and welcome to my channel. Thank you. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So I wanted to get on here and talk because I get a lot of messages. And I think people think I've just sit around and just don't do nothing. Like, I know I haven't been posting much because I'm actually working behind the scenes with some new projects and some new development. I'm not going to say because I've learned that when I say certain things on here, I see people do certain things. I'm trying to buy some grapes. No, I'm not selling no grapes. um, I got some, I mentioned it if you watch my Facebook lives or any videos or anything I post on my Facebook, which is Your Sweet Connection, the same as my YouTube, you'll see a lot of stuff that I have mentioned and what I got going on. So I got some major projects that I'm working on. So y'all bear with me. Some great things are coming in the works that's taking some of my time. So I still try to engage and still give you all content. So I hope you all have seen the recent video that has been long overdue for the beginners. I hope you all are enjoying that video, but I do see a lot of questions. But let me just state this because no, I don't sell grapes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I wanted to talk about competition. It's not a competition. What am I talking about, Ro? Lately, I've been seeing just on social media platform, across social media platform, that everybody is, you see a lot of people more in competition trying to outdo the other person. And I'm here to let y'all know that is not me. That's not how I deliver. I've been on social media for a long, long time. I've been on this platform sharing my gift for years, and how I deliver in my own way. I'm not in competition with nobody. Nobody. I don't throw shots at nobody. I ain't got time for that. I'm too old for that. I'm almost 50 years old, and I don't have time to be creating videos to throw shots at other creators when I'm a woman of integrity to help build other people that want to get in the same business or just need help. Okay, so it's not a competition. And being in this industry, trying to outdo somebody else, it doesn't get you nowhere. It just makes you look bad. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, I will continue to keep doing what I'm doing, but sometimes you have to address certain things because a lot of people will reach out and say, did you see this or did you see that? Y'all, I don't sit on social media just to view what everybody else is doing, especially if it's negative or if it's like throwing shots or trying to do better than me. I don't have that type of time. You know what I'm saying? So, and for the people that have reached out, y'all, I see it, but I ignore it too. You know what I'm saying? I do pay attention, but some things you just don't react to because what for? You know what I'm saying? So it's not a competition. So when you get into this business or you get into this industry, don't get into it to be in competition with somebody else because you're trying to gain followers or views. You have to be authentic. You have to be authentically you. You know what I'm saying? So competition, be in competition with you. Try to do better than you did yesterday, day before, and days on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So I've been following you. Keep doing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So when people ask me questions, and a lot of people have asked me this, why I don't add more water to my recipe, to my candy apple recipe. Y'all listen. I've created that recipe back in 2015. That recipe is so old. It's not a recipe, and I get a lot of people always say like it's thick. It's only thick when you add too much. It's a science behind this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just start doing this overnight. But I see a lot of people, it's like, oh, my mixture is thick. I'm doing the mixture on video. I've done my mixture live. Listen, when you add more water to a candy, it's a homemade recipe. It's not a manufactured recipe. Use what y'all feel is best for you. I'm not trying to knock nobody out from doing anything, but I roll with what I roll with because it's sustainable. It lasts on candy tables. It lasts in the weather. It lasts for a long time. Is it a biteable recipe? No, it's not. It was made for it to last longer than to break down within a couple of days or within a week. And that was the whole science behind me making my 411 recipe. It's been shared over millions of people. A lot of people use it, but I don't add more water to the recipe because what water does is break down sugar. So when you add more water to a recipe, it breaks down the sugar, you guys. Now, let's talk about the syrup. It's nothing wrong with using corn syrup. So this was another thing I got. Why are you still using corn syrup? Come on, y'all. A recipe is a recipe. Y'all don't question these other creators, or do you? I don't know, but you do. You know, Pinterest. The recipe that I started off with using, which everybody was using, was 3 cups of sugar, 311. And let me tell you, those recipes, if you pay attention to the ratio of the recipe, more sugar is a bigger batch. Okay? The more ratio the recipe is, the bigger the batch will be. See what I'm saying? So if you do 4 cups of sugar or 3 cups of sugar, the 4 cups of sugar is a bigger batch. If you do 6 cups of sugar, it's a bigger batch. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at the recipes and you're looking at the ratio, it doesn't hurt. Yes, you can use corn syrup. Some people, I see now people is like, oh, I don't use corn syrup no more. This, that. Okay, how long would your candy last? I thought people want apples that last instead of break down within a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about what you're doing. You're creating a homemade recipe. It's not manufactured. That means you're putting these ingredients together and you're cooking them over a hot stove or a hot burner, whatever the case may be. You have to have the right tools when making these mixtures. Now, the gel food coloring. The gel food coloring, when gel touches a candy mixture that has syrup and sugar in it, it's going to make it thick. No matter what recipe you use, the more you keep adding, because this is what people do, they constantly keep adding more, or they keep adding more thinking that they don't have the color that they're trying to achieve. So the more you keep adding, the more it's going to become thick. So that's why I say in my videos, add a few drops at a time. So a long time ago, in the beginning of my YouTube journey, I did a video where I would add the amount of drops, and I recorded it live. So the video is a little longer. I was counting the drops on the live to achieve the color, so people can actually see that the color do come through when you add the liquid white. So when you add one gel color and then you're including another gel color, what's going to happen? That mixture is going to become thick, but it's not going to become thick enough where it's not usable. Okay, so you just have to know the products that you're using. Are you using the right products? You see what I'm saying? Candy color. If you use Chef Masters and it say candy color on it, it's not for a mixture. That's for chocolate. So if you add that to a candy mixture, it will become thick immediately. You're going to be like, my mixture is going to come thick. It's going to look dull. It's going to become it's going to seize, and it's going to be ugly when you add that. So if you pick up, that's why you got to read. Read what it is that you're buying or what it is that you're using. And normally I leave links in in my description box under my videos. So if you're using a candy color and you're adding it to a candy mixture, just because it say candy, that don't mean it's for the candy mixture. It's actually for chocolate. Let me read this comment. Anne says, the ingredients was what I learned from you, Ro, and what colors that are for candy and what are for chocolate. Absolutely, absolutely. Now I need to go check my colors. Laugh out loud. Thanks for letting us know. I had no idea. Yes. And that's why I've been doing this. It's nothing changed about me or how I educate people or how I deliver. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm not going to change up on how I do and how I deliver. Do I change to get better? Yeah, for myself and for my platform and for my people. But I'm not going to change because somebody else is doing this or somebody else is doing that. I don't do that, y'all. So the people that has been following me for years know how I roll and know how I rock. I just don't do it. So I appreciate the people that have reached out to make me aware of certain things, but it don't bother me. Do it irritate me? Yeah, because sometimes people give out false information, and if y'all not testing this out yourself, y'all will see the difference. But I'm not trying to knock nobody for what it is that they're doing. But what I don't like is when you try to tarnish somebody's brand or uh, platform by doing certain things that think it's going to benefit them, and it really don't. It just looks bad. You're welcome. You're welcome. Question. What is the best food coloring to raw icing? If you're gonna create raw icing, I recommend any food coloring would do, would not candy color food coloring. But for raw icing, a real good coloring is a powdered color to get those vibrant colors. And you can get that from the Sugar Art, thesugarart.com. Go to their website. Thesugarart.com is they have very pigmented products when it comes to coloring for raw icing, macaroons. They have very pigmented colors. You got to read their products, and it'll tell you what's what for. Okay. But yeah, go to thesugarart.com for the colors to color your raw icing. That's my recommendation. Thank you for all that you have done and all to continue to teach. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, Texas Girl. And Texas Girl, they actually are in Texas. So check them out. It's thesugarart.com. Just copying my first question. I noticed when I use the fruit roll up to wrap fruits, it melts when I dip. Am I doing something wrong? It do tend to melt just a little bit, but try not to let it sit in there because like don't let it sit in there too long. Just dip and bring it back up. But what I do is once I'm done wrapping my grapes, I put them in the refrigerator so they're cold a little bit. Just take them out the refrigerator and then, you can start dipping them. But just don't freeze your grapes, okay? And make sure your grapes are nice and firm. All right? So yeah, it's no competition, you guys. I'm not in competition with nobody. What people do is what people do. I'm very professional. I don't play when it comes to someone trying to attack my brand. I just do things professionally. If things get out of hand, then yeah, I will send a cease and desist to just stop all. That's how you do those things. So you won't catch me doing a video attacking another creator, attacking another baker. That's not me. I ain't got time for that. That ain't how I make my money. Okay? That's definitely not how I make my money. So, and that, if that's for somebody else, that's on them. But I have much more integrity about myself and my brand. That's not the face of my brand, so I'm not even gonna start that now. What I deliver is factual information. It's up to you to trust me enough to even try it out. Oh yeah, it's definitely childish, but and I know some of y'all see it, but I'm not going to get up here and I, everybody has something to share, and just share it. Just be great. Just be great. That's all you got to do is just be great. And be you. If that's you, then if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So it's no competition over here. I don't even teach my students to even like, oh yeah, you got to outshine this one. No, you just got to be better than what you did yesterday. Do your research, do your resources, and do what you love to do. My question I have for you is, what is a good brand for purchasing candy melts? I have purchased the chocolate candy melts from the grocery store market, but it was an awkward taste. I would say I love working with Merkins. If you choose to work with some candy melts, try Merkins. And I'll probably leave a link in the comment section that y'all can go to for that particular vendor. So if you want, but Merkins, or it's another one. Shoot, I forgot the other company. I keep forgetting their name, but they sell it too. But I'm gonna leave their website in the comment section, and you can check them out. But I do recommend Merkins, but they have good quality candy melts on their website. Tiffany, thank you for all of your advice and videos, Ro. You've taught me so much that now my family always requests apples. Much love from San Francisco. Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's what it's about. Helping people or sharing something that's going to help them. And I get it. Some people will just say, oh, this recipe is too thick. Man, this recipe been working for so many people for years. I'm not changing up nothing. I'm not, how dare you for the people that say, oh, you should add more water to your recipe. It's too thick. It's been working for people for years, and I'm not changing that. That's not what I'm going to do. It's a patent recipe, and it's so many people that use it. I'm not doing that. That just because something somebody else is doing, which I can't criticize what somebody else is doing, but I can just teach you what is science. And more water breaks down sugar. Y'all can't tell me that you if you tried it, it's not breaking down in within a week. Somebody else had any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah. So, it's no competition. It's no competition. I talk to my team on a day-to-day basis. I sit up and analyze what I'm going to do for the following year, or what I'm going to do for the following months. I got brands that I work with. We got to work on schedules. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I do my research. When I do my research and when I see what's out there, and then I pull back in and I try to do some things that I know whatever is trending. And Grape's been trending hard. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. How can you make candy apples without being gooey sometimes? If the apples are gooey, you either using the wrong product or you're adding too much color. Because apples shouldn't be gooey. If it's candy apples, it shouldn't be gooey at all. It should be gooey. Y'all got to be mindful of adding too much color. How long do my apples last? My apples have lasted for a couple of months. I store them in the package. I can put them in the refrigerator. And I've had my sister had an apple in the freezer, and she just kept it because it was sentimental to her. And she stay in Baltimore, and she had it in there. I went live some years ago when she did. She said, "I still got this apple." She pulled out the apple. I was live. She cut into it. It was still fresh. That was just something she wanted to do. I'm not telling you to do it, but the apple lasts for a year. But my apples last for a month, but I don't want to be eating apples months and months after they have been made. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just letting you know, like with some of the reviews and some of the stories that I have witnessed and have heard, they will last months. So my apples, I can put them in the refrigerator and they still last. Will they start to break down? Of course. They're gonna start breaking down, but they ain't gonna break down to the point where you like, oh, I can't eat this. But anything that you make is, well, how long do you expect for it to last? Remember, anything that's homemade, made like that, it's gonna break down. It has a shelf life. It has a shelf life. What's the best packaging for apples? You can use clear boxes. You can use the paper boxes. Those you can leave them in the cellophane bags, long as they're wrapped or in a container, like in the packaging. I had one around here somewhere, and put it in the refrigerator. It's gonna be fine. Thank you, because you've taught me so much, and other chefs and creators in their business. Thank you. I have been watching your videos for a couple of months now, and you have taught me so much. Thank you. I have so many questions. I cannot think of them. That's okay. Ask away. I'll be on for another 10 minutes. When dipping apples in boiling water, what is the length of time apples should be dipped in water to get off the wax? I'm glad you asked that question. So, when it comes to dipping, removing the wax, hot water removes wax. You don't need no other chemicals or anything else extra. There's other ways that you can remove the wax with vinegar and baking soda without doing the boiling method. But adding it to hot water, it doesn't speed up the process of removing the wax. If you do it without that, or lemon juice and all of that other stuff, because I did that years ago, and it wasn't a benefit, because I was like, well, shoot, the water itself alone, when it's boiled to when it comes to a rolling boil, you put your apples in for 6 to 10 seconds. Start taking them out and wiping them off completely. The white residue, if you have white residue onto your apples, this is an old apple. If you have white residue on your apple, that is wax. So, and I remember I used to just take my apples out and don't wipe them and just wipe them later. But I learned that wiping them after they're all dipped and they're just sitting on the counter, it was hard. I had to wet the towel and then get that extra wax off. But if I wiped them as soon as they came out, I ain't have to worry about that. So soon as they come out of the pot, have your towel ready and wipe and dry them off as soon as they come out, and just sit them down. You ain't got to go through all them extra steps to take off the wax. And that's science. That's science, that is experience. I don't know why that message was retracted. I didn't do that, so I don't know what happened, Texas girl. So could you repost your question? Blessing Row, thank you so much for all your content. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're welcome. So when you're doing the boiling method, just boil some hot water and dip your apples, take them out and dry them off. People ask me all the time, like, add this, add that. No, you don't need to add it. Just dip them and wipe them off and see. That don't make the apples last longer either. That don't make the apples last longer. So don't think that adding all the extra stuff make your apples last longer. Y'all just got to do it for yourself, and you will see for yourself. It don't make a difference. Adding baking soda, vinegar, and all of that stuff in your hot water, it doesn't make the apples last longer, and it don't make the cleaning method better. Hot water strips the wax, and y'all can look this up. You can Google it and all of that. Save your coins for something else. Oh, she removed it. Okay. How long after you remove the wax do you wait to dip them? 24 to 48 hours. Oh, okay. 24 to 48 hours. After you dip your apples and you have dried them, you wait 24 to 48 hours. Some people do the same day method, and that is your choice. People have different methods that they use, and do what works for you. Do what works for you. But I'm particular on 24 to 48 hours. 48 hours give you the best results. All right. Taylor had another question. Is this only about apples? No, not at all. I have a question about chocolate covered apples. I use citric acid to dip the slices in so they would not brown before I dip them, and they tasted nasty. Any suggestions? I don't know why you dipped it in the citric acid, but just lemon juice. Dip it in lemon juice, dry them completely. Lemon stops the browning. Lemon juice stops the browning, and they don't have to sit in there for a long time. I wouldn't let them sit in there for a long time, because then that juice sits up into the fresh fruit. Do y'all know y'all working with fresh fruit? You saw it on Facebook. Everybody trying to be the first of doing something or something different because something is probably already put out there, and that's what I'm seeing across social media, and it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's no competition. It's no competition. Ain't nothing wrong with having different techniques because everybody have a technique that works for them. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm here to do. Help you guys. Oh, okay. Thanks, Linda. Um, I made some apples and the candy slid off after sitting a while. Why would that happen? Is it chocolate or is it candy? Is it chocolate or is it candy? It sounded like it was chocolate. If the chocolate slid right off, I don't. It could be a few things that happen. What are you talking? What are you actually? Which apples are you talking about? Should we drop them in ice to stop the heating? You can do that if you're trying to speed up the process. So when you do the ice bath, you're shocking the apple because when you bring those apples out of the boiling method, they are warm. So when they're put in the ice bath, they're putting a shock to the apple to cool it down immediately, and sometimes it stops the process, but not 100%, because I've seen apples still come through with pinholes trying to break through the apples. I've seen it many a times, and that's why I stick with the regular process. But if you leave them in the water long enough for a couple of hours, and see, people don't want to sit their apples that long, or they be like, I don't have that much time. But y'all know, as bakers and treat makers, stuff takes time to create, especially if you want it to be great. So you got to have patience when creating these beautiful and creating these designs of treats, cakes, cookies, or whatever the case may be. You know, um, yeah, we want to do something that's quicker and convenient. But if you're looking for quicker and convenient, then that don't always make you money, because sometimes people want more detail. And when you give more detail to a project, it takes time. And that's facts. Hello. You're welcome. I made candy apples. Candy apples. And it slid off. That's not good. Either your mix wasn't done all the way. I never seen candy mixture slid off the apple. Either your mix was not cooked to 300 degrees. Something happened along the way. After dipping and letting them cool. If the candy mixture slid off, something wasn't done. And if I really can't say, because what type of products are you using? If it slid all the way off, what recipe are you using? How much color are you putting in there? I have never seen a candy mixture. If that happened with your slices, that's probably because it still was juice on the. Yeah, did she remove the wax? If that'll happen. And sometimes if you don't remove the wax and you dip in the candy mixture, you'll get like tons and tons of bubbles. But are you cleaning your apples? Are you removing the wax from your apples? Will lemon juice work for bananas as well? Oh yeah, absolutely. Lemon juice. Lemon juice with water, or just lemon juice. I do just lemon juice. I don't add water to the lemon juice. Um because you're actually stripping what you're trying, because you want pure lemon juice. When you're it just stops it from browning, and it don't need to sit in there overnight. You just need to put it in there, dry it off. Okay, put it in there, dry it off. Okay. All right. Did you remove the wax? I'm seeing if she's still here. And said, I have learned recipes I haven't even tried yet. I work at my own pace and it has been working for me. And that's cool. That's cool. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Do you need to remove the wax if dipping the apple in chocolate? You can. Um, you don't necessarily have to, but a lot of people do. I mean, you can when it comes to chocolate. Um, it's healthier because that's a process. It's wax. So, but if you want to keep your apple green, just clean them. And normally when I do clean them, I clean them with a veggie wash because some people wants to keep the green look on the apple and not the brown look. But when you dipping in your chocolate, you want to make sure your chocolate, you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and you want to make sure that the chocolate is nice and fluent. Okay, when you dip your apples in there, so let it cool for about 5 minutes, and then dip. And then when you see that your chocolate starts to thicken up a little bit before you even go to the next apple, warm it up for about 10 seconds so it can get back to the, loose stage, and then dip your apple. All right. YSC Academy is the best. Yes, yes, yes. And that's what I'm working on. I'm anxious. I can't wait till the doors open. Till the doors open, where people can come in and learn how to bake, how to create and design. So YSC Academy is going to be open. I don't have a set day, but I'm excited. So I can tell you that I'm working on that. So that's been in the works. But I'm excited. I'm so excited because I can't wait to the day to see. And I'm only taking like 20 students at a time. So it's going to be a course. You pray I have one in New York. Well, no, this is, if I get to that stage, but it's a lot of money to put up together that type of facility. Um, but yes, you can definitely travel to the location. Um, and the curriculum is going to be it's going to be set. It's going to be a 6-week program. 6 weeks of learning different things. You're going to come in, you're going to get your syllabus, you're going to get your uniform, you're going to be in uniform every day. I'm not going to be the only instructor. They're going to be state-of-the-art instructors that are going to be teaching different segments of this course. So it's definitely going to be your money worth. And you're going to learn pastries. You're going to learn like a work vacation for me. Yes. So I'm excited that I'm almost there. So I'm almost there. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So I'm excited about that. And that is one of my biggest accomplishments. It took some time. I wanted it, but I had to do it right. So when it hit, y'all will see. Y'all will see. All right. So, see, I ain't got time to be in competition with nobody. I'm handling things behind the scene. What state? It will be in Georgia and Michigan. It will be in Georgia and Michigan. Yes, 2 locations. Georgia and Michigan. Oh, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So, yeah, Georgia and Michigan. So, I'll be in Georgia. We need you in Texas. I know. It's another location I'm looking at, but stuff it takes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, y'all. It's a lot of work. So, and I gotta have people in place. It's a lot of work. What part? Duluth. I'm not giving no address. I'm not. It's Duluth. You're welcome. Thank you for it. You're welcome, myself. 2 weeks ago? Well, welcome. I've had 4 orders of stuffed strawberries. Congratulations. Congratulations. RB family, she dropped a candy grape video yesterday. Yes, I did drop another candy grape video. On top of, and let me tell you why I dropped another video. That video supposed to have been out after I came back from Flint. But the way I be doing my little case studies, I want to make sure I'm covering everything. I try to, where there's a problem, I try to give you guys the answers and give you a solution. Now let me tell you this. High sweet, do not save your grapes. High sweet, do not save your grapes, y'all. High sweet is supposed to prevent for heat. High sweet, grapes is a fresh fruit, right? So when a grape or anything that comes out the freezer, what do it develops? Somebody, what do it develops when it comes out the freezer? Because when you put them in the freezer, it's how you save your grapes, right? How you keep the shelf life long. What happens when it comes from the freezer? Whether it's grapes, pineapples, sweat, but what sets in? Condensation, sweat. Yes. So, exactly, liquid, condensation, moisture, all of that. Y'all see that, right? So how does high sweet prevent your candy how does high sweet make your grapes or any candy fruit last? Makes sense, right? Matter of fact, hold on. High sweet. High sweet is a powdered corn syrup. It's high humidity candy. It's for high humidity candy. Candy apples is high humidity. So is candy grapes or anything that's candied is a high humidity candy. But because this particular treat is going in the freezer, it's not high humidity anymore because it's coming from the freezer and now it's going to set in. That condensation is going to set in. It's going to sweat. It's going to become sticky. So do the high sweet save? The mix It don't, because the liquid from the sweat and the condensation is, and the moisture is going to start breaking down what? The sugar. And the sugar is the candy coating. Right? That's science. It's science. Y'all stop. Okay? It's a high humidity candy. So, I mean, you can use it if you want to, but it's not going to save your grapes. Thank you. I'm not a treat maker. I'm a caker. Lately, my customers have been wanting treats with their cakes. You have made this transition easy for me. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm a caker, and I got into treats, and I've been there since. But I'm truly a baker. I'm truly a baker. You over mixing. Hold on, let me see. Let me get back here. Okay, let me go back up to these questions I seen. Let me try. How much for the class? For the class? For the academy ain't even up. You have to register. It's a 6 weeks. It's a 6-week program. You're not just learning. And let me tell you what you're gonna learn in there. You're gonna learn pastries. You're gonna learn cake. You're gonna learn treats. You're gonna learn how to bake. They took away home economics, so I'm really gearing around. It's the education on baking. Okay, you learn the education of baking and the science of baking and treat making. Then comes design, right? So that is what the academy is going to be based of. There's going to be 2 type of courses, because you're going to have a course where it's going to be like a cake design, and people are going to come in and learn that particular cake design. But for the 6-week course, we're talking, it's going to be money. All right, it's going to cost money. It's not cheap. Okay, we're talking about a 6-week course. Okay. The other question was, let's see. Your video was the first I've seen if candy grapes and pineapples. I've never tasted candy fruit before. Thank you. How are the candy grape mixtures supposed to be mixed? Bomb shells _24K. I have a recent video that is a great video, and any other my great videos, you can go check them out. But I did one for beginners, and the reason why I did one for beginners, I tried to answer, it was stuff that people needed to know, and I didn't put all of that in my old video, but it was enough for people to go, because that video is still #1, and I'm like, I can see it in my analytics, like people is constantly coming to watch this video. I see the analytics from that video. I said, now it's time to put out another one and do one where it's for beginners so people can see. I talked about the toppings, the different toppings. When you have a soft and chewy topping, like Tutti Fruities, Starburst, Skittles, anything that's soft and chewy, and you want to create it a topping, it needs to be froze. It needs to be froze for an hour, and then you chop it down. You can add a tablespoon of powdered sugar to that mix and put it in an airtight container and put it in the freezer and let it stay in the freezer until it's time for you to use it. Okay? It will stay. Let me go get one. See, I like to show y'all. I like to show y'all these things. So this one, I actually had to re-blend because I let it sit out and then realized I had it sitting out. So all I did was I put it back in the freezer, let it freeze for about an hour, and then I put it back in the blender. And I don't want to spill it, but as you can see, oops, it's a nice crumble. Y'all see it rolling. This one, you see them clumps? That's how it was looking. So this is out the freezer. Okay? And it got little clumps. All I'm going to do, and that's only because I had it sitting out. Now, these are Starbursts. This is also Starburst. All I'm going to do is put it back in the blender or food processor and blend it down, and then it's going to come back down to this. So I can get rid of them clumps. So if you ever leave it out, I had it on top of cake. If you ever leave it out, just throw it back in the freezer and grind it up. All right. So yeah, so in that video, you're gonna learn about the toppings, and also in my case study, I was seeing people complaining about the blenders. If you have a smaller blender and you're doing toppings all the time, you're going to burn out those blenders or food processors or those little choppers, the one I used in my video to show y'all. Y'all can blow out the motors because they have a smaller wattage. 1,000 for the blenders, 1,000 and more, and 1,000 watts or more for the blenders. And for the food processor, 350, well, 300 and up for the food processor. 300 watts and up for the food processor if you're searching to find a new blender, or if you want to check to see if your blender is good enough. Because if you keep blending as much as you making those grapes and making those toppings, eventually you're going to burn out that motor if you don't have a high-powered blender. All right? It's just something to invest in. I know some people are like, I've been using mine, and mine's been just fine. Okay. And that's fine. If it's working just fine, that means you got a good blender. If you don't make as many toppings, that's cool. Also, this is how your grapes will last. Okay. If you wrap them in fruit roll up or fruit by the foot. All right. And this is why it took forever for my video, this last video to come out, because I was letting my grapes sit for weeks just to see how long they were going to last. Me, Kim, Linda, we done went through all the experience after we done these grapes before, but we was trying to figure out how long do they actually last. Well, if the grape is covered in a coating, even without the fruit roll-ups, they're going to last. So if you dip it in the candy and you cover it with a candy topping completely, they're going to last a week. And they may even last a week and some days. So the ones I did lasted a week and 4 days. After I dipped them, I did put them in an airtight container. I put them in these containers, and I put in the little trays, and I put them in the freezer. They lasted for a week and 4 days, but they were completely covered. Now, the ones that was just dipped in candy, they broke down. They broke down. As soon as I took them out, they started getting pinholes, and they broke down within hours. So, and I used several different recipes that I seen that was out here, and it didn't matter. they still broke down because when you bring those grapes out of the freezer into a different climate and it starts to sweat, that water, that fluid will start to break down the coating, which consists of sugar and water. This knowledge. No, I don't use no, I don't use cornstarch. Have you ever used cornstarch before? Not in my candy mixture. No. Now I gotta go back up here to y'all said a lot up here. Let's see. She said, can you just help me keep my mixture from cooling fast when I only use 1 drop of color and 1 drop of white? How is it cooling fast? What are you doing? Check the type of food coloring you're using. Because if you add in just 1 drop of each, that's 2 drops. It shouldn't be thick. It shouldn't seize up at all. It shouldn't seize up with just 2 drops. Okay. And then just know it is going to seize up if you're sitting your pot there for a long time, because the mixture does get hard. It solidifies after a certain time. The candy mixture is not made to last for hours or hours. It's a homemade mixture. Now, there is, and me and Kim was talking about this earlier. Kim brought this up early this morning. She asked me, do I think the apple pot will benefit her? Now, Kim has a storefront and she's been booming out grapes every day. But she sells them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and she can't keep up with the demand. She's trying to keep up with the demand, but she got to go back and keep making them, right? And she got to keep making these mixtures. So now at this point, she's trying to find a solution, right? So she asked me would, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but she's working every day because every other day that she don't sell them, she's making them for them to be sold on Tuesdays and Fridays. I said Tuesdays and Thursdays, but yeah, Tuesdays and Fridays. So she asked me, did I think the candy apple pot would benefit her with making her mixture? I said absolutely, because you need more of a bigger mix to keep going instead of keep remaking mixtures, because they're coming and they're buying. She's trying to keep up. She was like, I just can't get it. So candy apple pot is a large pot that produces more candy apples. Like, you just keep dipping. There is a mix that go with that pot. You just have to order it, and it's called Apple Magic. They only have selective colors though. It will benefit her because she do cover up her grapes. So, and her toppings really shows the colors. So she don't necessarily need to color every mixture. You see what I'm saying? Unless she's doing something like a special order and they want the coated grapes opposed to just the plain grapes with a drizzle or something of that sort. But it's truly up to what you sell, right? And majority I see have a candy topping over their grapes, right? So I told her it will benefit her. And the packages come in blue raspberry, cherry, and purple and grape. So they only got 3 colors, right? So she can dip those and cut, and those mixtures make Oh my God. So with that recipe on that pack, because it's a manufactured mix, it only requires you to use 5 pounds of sugar, and I forgot how much water. 5 pounds of sugar and certain pounds of water. I forgot. I got to look at it again, but it's a large mix. Um, and the apple pot keeps the mixture liquidy. Okay, a pint of water. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Yes. Um, but that mix keeps the that mix is good for that particular pot. Or if you don't get that pot, you can actually get a large like green pot and make your mix in that. But the apple pot keeps the mixture warm and you can constantly keep dipping. The apple pot is actually not three. It used to be five, but it's like $600. Yeah, it can make more than 100 grapes. It can make more than 100 grapes. Yeah, it can definitely make more than 100 grapes. Yeah. So if anybody is pushing out grapes like that and you need to invest, that is an investment. So you have to rethink how you're going to sell your grapes and if you're doing it a lot. And you can still change the flavors. You can add flavor to it. It's just, your toppings, you got to have them already ready, set to go. But you can boom out this one mix because now you're going to manufacture mode because you're trying to produce and keep up with production. And she's not keeping up. It's hard for her to keep up because she's selling out every time. Every time she's selling out. So today was like, that's it. Bro, I need a solution. So she's gonna invest in that pot, and because this will help her have more of a mixture and keep going and keep going, keep putting it out, keep going, keep putting them out, keep going, keep putting out. So um, that's also another option. All right, so back to these questions. We've been on here for an hour. Somebody said come to Louisiana. That is like my third home. Let's see. Somebody said, I finally caught you live. Hey, welcome. Hi, Miss Summer. Okay. Are the courses going to be offered in the evenings or those who work during the day? So here again, for the academy, if you're going, it's like signing up for school. Okay. If you're going to go to the academy, you got to take off because this is hey sis, what's up, girl? This is going to be a course where you gonna be there from 8 to 3 o'clock. You're gonna come in every day in uniform, ready to learn. This is not an evening class or anything like that. This is the actual course where you're going to come in from Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. I'm still putting in, I do have my curriculum, but the time frame to fit everything in, I know it's going to be from Monday through Friday, or you may be off on Fridays, but it's a 6-week course. 6-week course. I'm putting together some 4 weeks, 3 weeks, but my main objective for this academy was to have a 6-week course to teach for those that want to learn, just learn the art of baking, the science, and be educated and learn how to design and develop business and all of that. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. Is this purchased through Amazon? No. So you have to go to Katom. It's KTTOM.com. KATOM.com. It is a wholesale vendor. You go there, KATOM.com, and you can also find the Apple Magic on that site as well. It's a candy apple mix. So I said, okay, I need to take off for mentally. Give me 8 weeks off. Yeah. Yep. So, when it's done, y'all will know. Trust me, y'all will know. Y'all will know. So that's what I've been focusing on this year. I came out the gate. I'm doing my rebranding. I did my pictures. I'm getting ready to do my commercials. So it's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. So that's why I ain't got time to be in competition with nobody. I'm building my brand. All right. Okay, let me go back up to the other questions, and I'm going to try to get as many as I can, and then we're going to end. I'm trying to move to Georgia, but this academy going to make me move quicker. Thank you. I just had an order with Gold Apple, Candy Apple, and I was so scared to do it, but your video helped me so much. You're welcome. Yes, the Gold Candy Apple, you just need to, and I counted how many, tablespoons that you put into the candy mix because that's a water-based color. And this one is actually a water-based color too. This is an airbrush color, which is a water-based color. So, yes. Thank you. Welcome to YSC, D. Thank you so much. D is blessed. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the family. When am I coming back live? Y'all, my sister on here, Chandra Sharice. Forgive me, honey. Welcome to the family. Let's see. So when I'm coming back live, I'm not sure. I got a video to put out tomorrow. So it's being edited. So do y'all want me to do a live video creating a candy mixture? I said I wasn't gonna do them no more because y'all gotta sit and watch the mixture cook and actual see. I know. Shola been following your journey too, because I've been seeing you on the planes hopping over there. She's in Nigeria right now. I'm supposed to be there. Okay. I know. I hope you wouldn't mind because you will actually get to see the mixture being cooked and how I add my mix. All right. Y'all said yes. I'll work on it this weekend. How about that? I'll go live tomorrow. Well, no. Yeah, I'll go live tomorrow because tomorrow. Yeah, I'll go live tomorrow. I got a session on Sunday. All right. So let me go back up here and catch up with these other ones. You're welcome, Miss Sharp. What advice can you give on making treats and it don't take you all day? What? It don't take you all day and night because sometimes when I'm making simple treats, it takes me hours. You know what, Tiff and Toya, two sisters? Let me give you this advice. Anything that you want to see grow, and then this is just my opinion. If you're trying to be great at something, it's not going to be quick and easy. Okay? No, the website ain't up yet. It's a um, coming soon. It's not up. No, you're not gonna see that up until it's not done. Okay. So anything that you're working on and you want it to be great, it is not gonna happen overnight. So to say that yes, there are quick and easy treats that you can do, yes, there are, but it also takes time to learn that process to make them quick and easy. Because everything is a process. I can't sit here and just tell you, oh, yeah, go ahead and do Rice Krispie treats and dip them in chocolate and sell them. When you got treat makers out here that are putting so many embellishments to that particular treat, and then you got customers be like, well, I want that. So yeah, I can tell you to go dip some Rice Krispie treats in chocolate and just be done with them, but that's not me. I can't just tell you that, because for me, I would want you to be great. And if you're inspired by other people or other treat makers and bakers, if you're inspired by other treat makers and bakers and you want to do that particular work, and like you said, it took you hours, that's the life of a baker and a treat maker. We are in the kitchen for hours. For hours. So as you develop as a treat maker or a baker, whether you're a creator or a designer, you got to change your mindset on what your job actually is and what you're aligned with and what's your position. Because if this is something that you're going to do for longevity, then you have to change your mindset and know, I got to put things in place in order to do this, this, and this. That means you have to know your menu. You have to know, the things that you're going to offer, your price point, the supplies. Because when it comes to designs, then you're going to accumulate a lot of supplies to create that one particular treat, okay, or that particular cake. All right. You're going to need cake drums, cake boards, dowels, and so much more, So to say to do something quick and easy, yeah, you can dip strawberries. But then when you just dip strawberries, you got to do the drizzle. Then you want to marble. You're going to do different colors. Then you want to add sprinkles. And even when you dip strawberries, it still takes time. They're quick and easy, but you're still going to take time. You take hours. I've been up 24 hours dipping strawberries because it had a whole bunch of, I've been up 24 hours, 48 hours on a lot of projects. It just depends on what it is that you want to do. I just can't say, yes, there's something quick and easy that you can do. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Do y'all agree? Because, if y'all treat makers and bakers that's on here, y'all know y'all probably done been in a position where you was up all night trying to finish an order or spending hours on a particular project. And I don't know if this person is still on here, but I answered her question. Let's see. Also, how to make a thin layer for my mix to be loose after cooking it. Well, we're going to get into that. I'm going to do it live. You saw a lady use cornstarch in her Jolly Ranchers. You really don't have to do that. I guess you putting the cornstarch in there to keep them from sticking. You can use powdered sugar to keep them from sticking. And matter of fact, let me show you the one I did on video. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. This is the apple one. It's about well, y'all can see it. I had to shake it up a little bit, but it do still like come together, but it don't be sticky. But y'all, oops, y'all see that? I made this a while ago. This is from my new video. It's not sticky. It's been on the counter. And I'm trying to make sure that y'all see it. And all I added was a tablespoon. Well, it's probably a couple of tablespoons because I add a tablespoon to 1 cup of topping. So if you got a cup of topping, 1 cup of topping, you add 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. But this sits on the counter. These are the what is this? Lifesavers. These are the Lifesavers. Ooh, it smells so good. These been on the counter and these been made since the video. And I've been made that video, and they're not stuck together. So now these gotta go back in the freezer, because if they stay out, they're gonna be stuck, and it's gonna be like a soft glob. But these hard candies, they don't need to go into in the freezer. They can be left out on the counter if you add powdered sugar to them. Okay? If somebody's inquiring about the academy. All right. All right, you guys. So I answered a lot of questions. Yes, time management is key. Time manage is key. Absolutely. Agree. Serious about my craft. All right. Yes, Valentine's Day sales, 2 days, no sleep. Absolutely. That was great advice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Do you offer coaching or one-on-one for the business side? I actually do. Like being cost efficient and pricing. I actually do. That is one of my favorite things to teach when it comes to business. Anything about business, my team will tell you. I go off in the deep end because I'm serious about that. Because I believe in educating people that need to know and want to know these things, because it's more than just doing treats or creating a logo, or creating a social media presence, and you don't even have yourself locked in. So I do. And I also have a business class. It's called Business Basics, and it's everything that you need to know that is in there, from vendors, how to build business credit, how to be established. But if you want a more personal guidance, then just go to my business page. Go to my business page right now. It's Your Sweet Connection on Facebook. Just message that page, and Linda, she's on right now, so she'll see if you send it. She'll answer it once we get off. So, but yeah, you definitely have to know the side of your business. It can be all fun. If you're doing it for a hobby, then you do it for a hobby. Nobody's making you turn it into a business. But those that are trying to pursue something and build off of it, yes, you need to put things in the right perspective and just know that it's going to be work. It's not going to be something easy because you're going to be working for yourself. You got to constantly market yourself. You got to constantly advertise. You got to constantly promote. You got to constantly keep putting things out to be produced, to sell. Just, you just have to have a plan. You definitely have to have a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, how do you see yourself growing or see the direction where you're trying to go in your business? Because I get this all the time. Well, Ro, I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And I'm just, I just want to do it because it just looked fun. Everybody, yeah, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing fun about business if you don't enjoy or love what you do. Okay. Y'all ain't hearing me. I'm finna go because y'all, sis, they ain't hearing me. No. He ain't hearing me. Okay? If you love what you do, the business side will come easy to you. It's work, but it will come easy because you know you got to handle it. All right? So it shouldn't be annoying to you if you love what you do. Because if you love what you do, you want to see it. You want to see it grow. You want to see the full potential of what it is that you can produce and make out of it. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If it's people on here that want to learn how to make their own cosmetic business, I'm your girl. If you want to start your own candy business, I'm your girl. If you want to start your own shirt business, I'm your girl. Why? Because I have those vendors. I have those gameplays. I don't talk about this, but let me tell you something. My dollar don't stop just here. It has to be invested in some other things in order to thrive and build outside of social media. Y'all catch me later because it's like I said, I ain't in competition with nobody when I got all of this stuff on the floor. Okay? Trust me. For real. Okay? And if Kim, I know Kim ain't on here because she probably working. But I sent something to Kim today that blew her mind. Like, yeah, you know the vendors that makes the product for, when I told her, I said, who is H. Herms? Herms. She said, oh, they make some type of bag. I ain't, I like Coach and Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. That's it. And she was telling me what type of bag they make. I said, well, baby, I got the vendor to them. I got the people that that manufacture their products. Okay? I got the vendors. I got them. Listen, when you do your homework, you do your research, things fall in your lap, and then it's up to you how to utilize them. There you go. Them people. Yeah, I got the vendor to them. I do. Their manufacturer, I got them. So they do product development. If you're trying to create your own product brand, like clothing brand or anything like that, yeah, I got them. I do. I just ain't shared it with nobody. It's the first I shared it live. Yeah, them people. Yeah. I got their manufacturer. Yep. I do. So it's up to you on what it is that you want to do. You just got to have a plan. All right. Thank y'all for joining and staying this long. Okay? And remember, it's not a competition. Okay? It's not a competition. Nobody's in competition. You only in competition with yourself. Be better than you was yesterday, day before, and other days after that. Be you. Be authentically you. That sells. And that develops character. Y'all have a good evening, and I see y'all soon. It's your girl Ro about to go, and I see y'all in the